When you're already carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders and you're feeling overwhelmed, you're full of fear, you're drowning in self-doubt, it doesn't take much to push you over the edge. And see, here's what happens. Your mind is in survival mode, and ultimately you're bracing for the worst possible circumstances, scanning the environment for threats. You're replaying every fear of failure in your head. And when you're in that state, even just one small comment from your wife, a missed text, a tough day at work, ultimately it feels like an attack, and you overreact. You have an amygdala hijack, you jump to conclusions, and before you know it, you're spiraling into something that isn't even about the present moment. So right here, let's take a look at it. Let's break this down. Fear of failure. You will lash out when someone questions your decisions because you already feel like you're not enough. Self-doubt. You're going to assume that the worst case scenario is happening because deep down you're expecting rejection. Overwhelm. You're going to react to small challenges because your emotional capacity, right, which we can only fit so much in here, your emotional capacity is already maxed out. Your cup is already full. So brother, it isn't about being weak. It's about being human. And here's the truth. If you don't deal with what's happening inside of you, it's going to ultimately control how you react to the outside world, to the world outside of you. You can't be at chaos with yourself and expect to be at peace with the world, right? And you're going to be ready to snap. So you have to pause before you react. When something sets you off, the simplest, easiest thing to do is just to step back, say, I'm not giving my power away to this. Someone's behavior does not dictate what goes on with me, right? Challenge the narrative. Instead of assuming the worst case scenario, just ask yourself, right? Am I jumping to conclusions right now? Or is this my fear talking? Is this my hurt talking? Offload the weight. Talk to somebody that you trust. That's why coaching is powerful. That's why a community is powerful. Pray, right? Process what you're carrying so it's not staying bottled up. Overreacting, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means that you're overwhelmed. You need space to recalibrate and you're not looking within enough. And see, the goal isn't to avoid hard feelings. The goal is to learn how to carry them without letting them dictate your life, your decisions, and ultimately how you conduct and carry yourself. So when you pause, you face that fear. And when you stop jumping to conclusions, right, you discover a layer of clarity that brings composure back into your life, which is truly the essence of an empowered man. That's how you lead yourself through ultimately every storm from then on, right? So no matter how heavy the weight feels, don't allow people, places, and things to control how you react. Remember, men are not disturbed by external events. We're not disturbed by the things that go on outside of us. We're not disturbed by external events. We're disturbed by the perceptions we hold of these events. So ultimately, if you don't manage your mindset, and if you don't attune and you don't really recalibrate and deal with what's going on inside of you, everything in the outside world will become a trigger that ultimately you react to, where all of that comes spilling out and people in your life become the collateral damage to the work you haven't done. Doesn't mean you're a bad guy. It just means that you need to set more time aside for yourself.